Hey guys, what's up, what's up, what's up? It is April 9th and 6:02 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, yet another volatile day today. Do we expect any different? We don't, right? So this shouldn't have come as a surprise that we were going to have some turbulence today. Regardless, what we saw on SPY on the 180-day chart, which is the representative S&P 500, is that if we stretch this peak to this peak, right, we know that this is the long-term resistance, right, if we ever hit this area. But in the shorter term, if we take a look at this area, we stretch it from this peak to this peak, and then what could have we seen? This was the potential resistance for today. Now, yesterday, I said that SPY had the potential to come back down and test 255 to 256. Why? Well, that was because last Friday and Thursday, we saw a downtrend. Let's just zoom in on this downtrend. After SPY recovered massively on April 4th, we saw a sell-off, and then we saw another sell-off the day after, right? This was Friday. So I was saying that we had the potential to retest the support. What happened today? Well, on the first 4-hour candle, we actually had massive amount of buyers coming in. So it pulled the markets up, right, to 264. Now, we identified that was a potential resistance. And remember what I told you guys yesterday? Every time we hit the 1 p.m. Eastern Time mark, this is the start of the next 4-hour candle. This is the time when you should see potentially of any major market movement. So let's just theoretically or hypothetically think about a scenario. If we closed here, right, and if we made another green candle that looks like a small green candle that kind of goes up, and then we ended the day around 264, what would that show compared to the candle that we see right now? Well, that would have shown that we potentially have broken this resistance, and this resistance might function as a support tomorrow, and that we might see a further uptrend. Uptrend to where? Well, uptrend to this, right? It might retest 266 tomorrow. But now we saw a massive sell-off, a rejection of the resistance on this next 4-hour candle that pulled it all the way down to the market open, essentially. What does that tell you? Now, if you guys combine those two candles together, so if you squeeze the green candle, the red candle together, you get this, right? You get a doji that goes all the way down, and then you get open and close at the same area right here. What does that say? When that occurs at a potential resistance or a potential support, right? That means that there is a possible reversal in progress. So tomorrow, this actually looks like a bearish that might reverse back down, and we might actually once again test 255 to 256. So that stance has not changed. I'm still looking for something similar. Now, whether it goes back up tomorrow and try to test 263 before it comes back down, that might happen. It might break trend, it might go up, but I'm just kind of telling you guys what I see and the probabilities that I kind of see. The probabilities of coming down is a little greater than probability of going up, especially what we saw today during market. Now, let me just tell you guys, well, I don't need to tell you guys this, right? You guys can see this on the 1-day chart. What happened today? Look, right here, and 1 o'clock started, and at this point you should have thought, okay, we are either going to continue the trend or there's going to be a massive movement on the opposite direction. And lo and behold, right, we saw a massive sell-off back to the pretty much the open right here. So it was a pretty major sell-off. Now, let me tell you guys what position I was in last time. So last time I was in TVIX, right? So here was Friday, last Friday, where we saw a volatility surge. And then here was today. I bought in at the TVIX at $10.31 right here when it was trending up on my Robinhood account. And I kept it. Now, why do you guys think I kept this ETF? Right? Why did I do that? Because my plan was that it was going to retest. SPY was going to retest 255 or 256. So why sell off, especially if you guys were monitoring volatility today? You guys can see Dow was moving up at this point. But what was volatility doing, TVIX doing? It was consolidating in this area. While Dow was making new highs, intraday highs, TVIX was consolidating. That should be a sign that, well, it doesn't want to go down further than this point. So I took another position on this account, on my Thinkorswim account, TD Ameritrade account at $9.79. So where did I buy in, guys? Well, I bought in pretty much like right here, like when it was going down. And my stop loss was set down here. Why down here? Because this would be a break of trend, right? We saw a very good support right here. So if I set a stop loss right here, so it never went to my stop loss. I canceled my stop loss, and then it went up. Now, what am I looking for tomorrow, right? Well, I'm looking for TVIX to continue trending up, volatility to continue going up. It might not do that, but I'm also looking to sell my position because volatility probably won't go up. It's kind of rare to keep it. It's risky to keep it 2 days in a row. That in terms of volatility, especially if I buy in today when it's trending up, it's risky to keep it for like more than 2 days. So this is what I'm looking to do tomorrow, and yeah, I just want you guys to see JCPenney, one stock that we keep revisiting. Is JCPenney had a very nice day today, but because of market turbulence, it actually brought it back down. So here was today, and you guys can see it was actually pretty bullish at one point, and actually went all the way to $3.35 before coming back down. And we're back at the 20 EMA. So what am I looking for? If markets are good tomorrow, and we see a bounce off the 20 EMA, a good time to buy might be around 322 to 323. But if markets are bad, then why take the risk and going into JCPenney? So one last thing I want to talk about is yesterday we visited pretty much every single ETF, right? Whether it was GUSH, DRIP, UGAZ, JNUG, Gold, and we pretty much concluded that we shouldn't be taking a position. The only position that I was looking for was DRIP upon a GUSH increase. Okay, so take a look at GUSH intraday. What happened today? So GUSH intraday had like a 2% increase at one point, right? But then it sold off. And at that point, you guys could have looked into DRIP, and especially when it bounced off of this support once again, intraday support, you guys could have bought in around here and then rode it up. So DRIP is still a potential play. Just remember, guys, that the resistance is around 1323. And then in terms of JNUG, what did we say yesterday? Well, for JNUG, we were looking for a break above this resistance area. And we did see a break above. So that would be a potential time to buy. But you guys can see that once it broke above, it kind of came back down and then it trended back down. So this is one to watch, but this is not one to actively invest in my opinion. And for all the other ETFs, they didn't really move. And this is kind of what we said yesterday. DGAZ and UGAZ, they're being squeezed in by this triangle, right? It didn't really move, so it didn't really matter. Oh, and one last thing, LABU. So we talked about LABU yesterday, and we said that this was overextended, right? It was below the EMA line, and you guys can take advantage if we see a spike up, especially when the markets are doing well. And if you guys were in LABU, at one point it was up, I think, 12%. So, you know, guys could have gotten like 3% or 4% out of that if you were in that trend today. So looking at futures, it is currently just pretty much even. It's not doing much. Let's take a look at the 1 minute chart. Yeah, it's not doing much. So, all right, guys. Keep giving me comments, like if you like this video. If you didn't like it, like in the future. And I'm looking for more advice, more feedback. And I hope you like these videos and give me a thumbs up if you liked it. All right, see you later.